For young women under the age of 25, romantic boundaries are oriented firmly upward. Their acceptable lower threshold stops abruptly at their current age, while their desired upper limit extends a modest 5 years older. In practice, real-world data demonstrates that this demographic successfully splits this variance, averaging a real-world partnership gap of 2.5 years older. Conversely, older women aged 50 and above display a more balanced, bidirectional preference. This demographic is willing to look significantly younger than their junior peers, setting a preferred lower limit of 5 years younger and an upper limit of 3 years older. Despite this pronounced conceptual openness to younger men, structural matching trends and availability in the dating pool still pull them slightly upward, resulting in an average real-world gap of 1.5 years older. On the opposing side of the dating ecosystem, men's preferences diverge exponentially as they mature. Young men under the age of 25 maintain narrow, symmetric parameters, setting their preferred lower limit at their own age and their upper limit at just 3 years senior. This tight window results in high romantic symmetry. Their average real-world gap achieves complete parity, zero difference, meaning they primarily marry or partner with strict peers. However, as men cross into the 50 and above demographic, their parameters stretch downward. Older men establish an ideal preferred lower limit of 10 years younger, contrasted with a highly conservative upper limit of just 2 years older than themselves. While their stated preference targets a full decade's difference, real-world supply constraints and social friction compromise this desire, with older men securing an average real-world gap of 6.5 years younger. The overarching sociological takeaway is clear. Across virtually all generations and cohorts, women report a significantly narrower preferred age range than their male counterparts. A man's acceptable dating bracket widens exponentially as an explicitly linear function of his chronological age. While older men continue to consider significantly younger partners, their upper limit simultaneously expands to include their chronological peers. Consequently, as a man ages, he casts the largest overall statistical net in the mating market, while the demographic parameters for women remain constrained by life stage synchronization and structural availability. And with that, my friends, we are officially putting a lid on today's deep dive into the age gap divide. If there is one definitive takeaway from the hours of conversation, data, and real-life stories we have dissected today, it is this. In the 21st century romantic arena, a flourishing relationship cannot be quantified by a birth certificate, nor can its success be predicted by a generational label. True romantic sustainability is a function of alignment. When you deliberately strip away the societal side-eye, the unsolicited opinions at the Sunday brunch table, and the limiting architecture of conventional dating algorithms, a thriving partnership across generations reveals its core components: shared values, radical emotional maturity, and unwavering mutual respect. What our exploration today has proven is that the archaic, rigid rules of engagement are officially obsolete. Redefining equity. When we look at a younger man and an older woman navigating a partnership today, they aren't just shattering lingering social stigmas, they are actively rewriting the blueprint for what emotional equity and shared power look like. Dismantling power struggles. Similarly, couples featuring an older partner and a younger partner are no longer bound to historical transactional power dynamics. They are proving that significant differences in financial maturity and career milestones can be successfully integrated when approached with absolute transparency instead of ego. To be completely fair, bridging these generational gaps can be absolutely hilarious and, at times, exhausting. It requires translating hyper-specific cultural references, explaining the quirks of long-dead technology, and consistently defending your romantic choices to well-meaning friends and family. However, if you possess the clarity to look past disparate personal timelines and find a partner who meets you with equal intensity exactly where you are today, that age gap ceases to be a liability. It becomes your unfair advantage. It becomes a superpower. For everyone listening who is preparing to step into the speed mingling arena or updating their digital dating profiles tonight, I have a direct challenge for you. Take a hard, analytical look at your search filters and ask yourself a serious question. Is that age perimeter you've locked in truly a non-negotiable boundary for core compatibility? Or is it merely a psychological comfort zone constructed out of societal expectations? Do not allow an arbitrary number to block you from a profound connection that has the potential to completely rewrite your romantic narrative. Keep an open mind. Communicate with fierce intentionality, and always remember that true maturity is a psychological mindset, not a chronological milestone.